Hey folks, this is Marvin. On Friday, October 10th, figuring that maybe you would appreciate some good news given the Phillies, the Eagles, and the Flyers performance last night. So I want to share some good news with you today. The first three things. The first one is based on a sermon that I wrote a couple weeks ago about the book of Jeremiah, where Jeremiah buys a piece of property even though he's in jail, and even though the city of Jerusalem is getting ready to be conquered by the Babylonians. And it got to me thinking about real estate closings, because this passage of scripture goes into great detail about all the things that are done to make sure that this real estate sale is conducted properly. So I emailed some real estate agents and said, tell me about the most memorable real estate closing you've ever had. And so I got a couple of replies, and I want to share them with you because these should warm your heart. I just had a closing a month ago, emailed one person, where an older woman was selling the home she lived in for the past 60 years. She and her husband, now deceased, raised their two kids there. A young man was buying her home, and at the settlement table, everyone was present, which is unusual these days. Buyer, seller, both agents, both their daughters came as well. The buyer asked the seller to share some special memories, and she did. There wasn't a dry eye in the room. To hear her talk about all the wonderful memories the special place created for their family over the many years was just so sweet. The fact that the buyer wanted to hear them was even sweeter. We had multiple offers on the home, and we absolutely chose the right buyer. He was caring and sensitive to the seller's feelings, especially the fact that this wasn't easy for her. He made her feel so good about him being the next owner of her home. She left knowing it was all going to be okay with the decision. There are the settlements that make my job special and meaningful. And then I had another real estate agent reply and said let's see, I get pretty involved with clients, and I guess the best stories are the ones where someone was overwhelmed for one reason or another, and they couldn't believe we could work together to get things done. And for those who had cancer or had so much to do before listing their homes, we were a good team. So that is nice to know too. And then another person replied, I have a million stories from closings, but likely nothing too appropriate for church. But I can say that the amount of people it takes to get a home to close successfully is almost impossible to count. No, that's an exaggeration, but we need the mortgage company, underwriter, appraiser, home inspector, termite expert, insurance rep, a variety of contractors, title company, realtors, and that's not even counting the buyers and sellers. It really is amazing to me that 99% of transactions do get to the table successfully. The realtor oversees all this, and that's why I work 7 days and 7 nights. So anyway, I wanted to share those stories with you, some good news stories of cooperation and teamwork, and really listening to each other, and just to maybe cheer you up on this Friday morning. A couple of stories that are related to a sermon that I preached a few weeks ago. And then a couple of other things, some other good news that I've heard recently. One is that the city of Camden experienced no homicides in the summer of 2025. That's the first time that's happened in 50 years. The article that I read at ABC6 credits community policing and using surveillance cameras to rapidly report evidence of crimes to law enforcement as reasons for this. And you know, First Presbyterian Church has a long tradition of working with agencies in Camden to improve the quality of life there. So it's good to know that your efforts and the efforts of others are paying off. And then the last thing is, this goes back to another sermon I preached about making a butterfly garden to create a little space in your backyard for a Noah's Ark, you know, to help the monarch butterflies who are threatened and who have this amazing miraculous journey across North America each year. Some folks in the congregation sent me some pictures of monarch butterfly events that took place in Haddon Lake Park and then also in Cherry Hill, where the county is encouraging people to plant milkweed, which is the one plant that monarch caterpillars can eat on their journey from Mexico to Canada and back. So there's good things happening. Real estate agents making a difference. Crime is down, way down in Camden, and monarch butterfly sanctuaries are becoming more and more a part of the landscape here in Camden County. So hope you feel better. Pitchers and catchers report in just a few months. We will, things will be looking up then. Not sure what to do about the Eagles, but maybe we'll have to suffer through them until we can see baseball again next year. So take care. God bless.